This is a business that does over $8 million a year in revenue. 40,000 square foot warehouse, thousands of SKUs, containers landing from overseas, big retailers, buying groups, some customers doing very serious volume. From the outside, it looks like we made it. But to be honest, there was a point where we were dangerously close to running out of cash. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how that happened, where the money actually goes in a 7 to 8 figure business, and the mistakes that almost crushed us, and what we changed to fix it. If you're doing mid to high 6 figures or just crossed $1 million, this might save you years of pain. Crossing 7 figures was a major milestone for us. When we hit 8 million, I thought we were safe. Revenue was climbing and orders were flowing, and the warehouse was absolutely jam-packed. But that was actually the first problem, that the warehouse was jam-packed. And at the time, I didn't fully understand. I now realize that full doesn't mean healthy. Our goal at the time was simple. We just wanted more growth. We wanted more products. We wanted more containers. We wanted more customers. We wanted more buying groups. We wanted more purchase orders in general. And on paper, it worked. Our expenses climbed drastically. And one of our major buyers, a serious high volume account, they ended up going bankrupt. Gone, just like that. And we had inventory that we bought specifically for them, which was now sitting at the warehouse. And I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of inventory, which was now dead stock, not moving, not generating any cash. We had the demand, we had customers buying. And so we thought if we continue scaling, getting more products, we're going to be able to increase our revenue, which worked, but something really bad happened. And at $8 million in revenue, I realized you can still feel broke because revenue isn't cash, and cash is what pays for your warehouse rent, your payroll, your freight, your ads, your buying group commissions, all the fees that you have, insurance, and your overhead. And our overhead was extremely, extremely high. And at one point, we had millions of dollars tied up in inventory, but liquidity was extremely tight. If one of our major buyers held payouts for a few days or weeks, we really felt it. If a container got delayed, we also felt it. If sales slowed down, we felt it. So we put ourselves in a really bad position. We were extremely fragile. So the scary part is that from the outside, everything looked successful. There is a lot of revenue, there's a big warehouse, there's a full-blown operation, but on the inside, we were over-leveraged. We were scaling faster than our cash discipline, really. And this is where most 7-figure brands get trapped. The saying, the bigger you are, the harder you fall, really applies for businesses who are doing 7 figures. And this is a trap that a lot of business owners make, small or big, is that they just chase the top line instead of protecting the bottom line. And as you think things can't get worse, it did. When you subtract all the different fees that you're paying, the ad spend, the buying group, the rebates, the freight, warehousing, employees, all the salaries, the insurance, the returns, your profit looks very, very different. And if you don't understand that deeply, scaling becomes very dangerous. So my partners and I, we sat down and we started brainstorming, and we all agreed that we grew this business way too fast. It was impressive, but it was way too fragile. And that's a terrible feeling to be when you're at $8 million in revenue. So we made some aggressive changes, not because we wanted to, but because we had to. And they were uncomfortable, but we cut SKUs that were not moving, even if they looked good on paper. We slowed down purchasing, even if revenue might dip a little bit. We got strict about inventory turnover. We prioritized liquidity over expansion, and we focused on cash conversion cycles, not just ego metrics. While before we were just looking at revenue, and I think that's a mistake that a lot of business owners make. So yes, naturally our growth did slow down, but something else happened. Our cash stabilized and our stress dropped. The business became durable instead of, impressive. So what I learned was that going from 0 to $1 million is truly about hustle, but going from 1 million to 8 million was really about operations. And then staying profitable at 8 million, that was about discipline, about financial discipline, about inventory discipline, about ego discipline. So we were in that state because we grew irresponsibly. We overstocked products, we overhired, we overspent on ads, we didn't really model worst case scenarios. And so we learned this the hard way. And while this might all seem very simple and basic stuff, it's a very easy trap to fall into, and a trap that a lot of business owners and founders make. If you're watching this and you're doing 500,000, $1 million, 3 million, Don't obsess over scaling faster, obsess over scaling intelligently, because revenue is loud, but cash flow is quiet. And so don't make the same mistake that we did, because we realized that cash flow really decides who survives. So now that we made all those changes, we're still growing, but we're growing with structure, with liquidity in mind, and not just a whole bunch of momentum. And that difference changed everything.